Let's see. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Where is- I don't know if it worked or not. Was it? Oh shit. Edit. Should be public. Okay, cool. It does work. Neat. I'm gonna mute. There we go. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, that's cool. That's still on here. Um. Oh wait, I think it's okay. Okay. Hey, the Clark cunt. How's it going? Oh shoot, I don't think that my buttons work. Maybe? I can try. Let's see. Does this work? Nope. My butt's not set up for that. Fuck. Uh, I can't do it the easy way like I do on Twitch. It'd be like that though, right? Um, there we go. If anybody wants to talk about this new banning now, this is a good time to do it. I have been streaming for 6.5 hours about this already. We had Zonia, Jimmy, Tuna Chip, and Perspective Philosophy, and Watsaku. Bad with names. So far, come and talk about mrgirl being banned and just him in general. If anybody else wants to talk about it, by all means. Oh yeah, I forgot to reach out to somebody who said they wanted to talk. Oh, there we go. Very, very weird. I don't do a lot of YouTube streams, but I am this time because I want to be able to actually look at mrgirl stuff to some degree. There we go. So this is where you can find the streams. It's on Odyssey, which is harder to spell than I thought. It's Odyssee, and we got all the streams here, which is nice. Wait, is this one down?
like a lot of the things you're saying, like, okay,
Okay.
yeah, I guess that person did think
Nope,
that,
that
or
one's
like,
still good.
okay, yeah, that actually didn't. Then over time, I would start to
Oh,
update.
that's a really cool feature. I've actually never been on this website before. This is nice. It's nice to see them all here in one place. Um, yeah. Odyssey might be the way to go then if it can put out like notifications and shit. That'd be pretty cool if it could. Uh, but I know he's working on the new website for his main channel now, so or not main channel for like all of it and streaming too. But I told him too. Uh, I got 3 whole ass strikes on YouTube, so I'll play his fucking videos on my YouTube. Yeah, sucks, man. You guys, it sucks a lot. What is that chat on my screen? Sorry, there's like Twitch chat on my screen, which is confusing. Very confusing. I don't know how the fuck that works. Twitch isn't open or anything. I'm not streaming to it. Okay, well, whatever. Um, well, Little Black Mermaid. That one was good. My wife and I watched it. I don't know. Was there a lapse? It said I disconnected and then it reconnected. Wow, people are actually like really. They're actually checking this shit out on here. He doesn't have a single video with 0 views on it. Based. I imagine it wouldn't be very appealing for Mysterio YouTube chatters to come to my stream. They have a problem with me modding. Imagine me having the ultimate authority. Hmm. There's only 2 additional options from being a mod to being the creator when I click on a message. Fuck. Why is the color not changing? I want the color to change. Yep. What the fuck? Sure, that works. I don't care. I guess. No, that doesn't fucking work. Oh my god. There we go. Okay. And you can also obviously watch it on here as well. Okay, that's just bad. Okay, cool. Neat. Supposed to have another guest. Oh, we got a message. Lance Strong's trying to troll me on Twitter, but I know it's him. He got a new account. He got me once. It's just like he got Mr. Girl. He's not getting me again. I don't give a shit. Let's see here. I think for a little bit, until I get our next guest, and anybody's I don't know if it's still visible. If anybody else wants to join in, share some words about Mr. Girl. Yeah, seems better. You can join the Discord and join the call or whatever. I think I'll find one of his short videos to watch party in this on my YouTube here. It will be React content. Let's see. Oh, good God, I remember the sign broke. What the fuck? Oh, actually, what I'm looking for isn't on here. That's funny. What I'm looking for is on mrgirl.tv. So if you're a fan of the stream, you don't watch a lot of mean content stuff, you're welcome.
Being a people pleaser is a waste. By definition, you're putting other people's needs and priorities above your own for the either to avoid discomfort or to try to get something back or some recognition or them liking you or something that is never going to come. It's never going to happen. They're just going to cast you aside like a rotten banana peel. And then one day you get to be a 35-year-old rotten banana peel. Oh. oh. It feels so much better. Now you know what I look like without my makeup on. I was born as the result of a compromise. My father didn't want me. My mother wanted a second child. My father said, "We can have one more child if I'm off duty between the hours of 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. Meaning, I will not parent this child. I'm not going to get him if he's crying in the night. I'm not going to feed him. I'm not going to do anything between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. Basically the hard part of being a parent. And my mother thought it was a good idea to have a second child with this man who obviously did not want a child. My father once described his own mother as loving children the same way a 4-year-old loves a puppy. It's so cute when you first get it, and then you realize you have to actually take care of it, and then you don't give a shit about it anymore because it doesn't serve your narcissistic ego, and you actually have to do work and form a more complex relationship with the dog.
This is, by the way, my favorite Mr. Real video. It was the first main channel video that I was like, oh yeah, I really like this. This is the one for me.
My mother is that. My father married his own mother, and so my mother is that. I love this. Yeah. I'm thinking, yeah. You can see how I was set up to become a people pleaser right from the outset, right? Because I have a father who doesn't actually want me, and I have a mother who wants me to be little and cute, but is going to grow tired of me. And so as I got older, I learned how to be very, very, very funny and very cute. Those were, and smart. Those were like the three big things that got you attention in my family. My father was always very open about not wanting me as a child. Like after my parents got divorced, I think I was 11 or 12, we were driving in the car and he paused. And as a way to complain about his child support payments, he said, you know, if I hadn't gotten married and had kids, I'd be a millionaire by now. This is a guy who was hired to testify as an expert witness on child abuse cases. He still doesn't have the self-awareness not to say that.
He certainly got the look, doesn't he?
He would say other stuff, you know, like screaming at me about not doing my homework, screaming at the top of his lungs. He'd say things like, I'm fantasizing about strangling you. He'd grab me, pinch me, chase me around the house, scream at me, constantly enraged. I think it's because he was too much of a fucking pussy to ever confront my mother or be angry at her, so he'd just scream at his kids. So you'd see that as I got older, I just became this lightning rod for emotion in the house, and all of the anger and resentment that my brother felt toward my parents for being fucking shitty parents. He would get mad at me. My dad would get mad at me instead of my mom, and my mom would just, like, you know, drink wine and not give a shit about anything that was collapsing around her. So this sense of always having to please everybody and make everybody like me sort of infested all my relationships, and still does. And it's worse because with most people, like, you know, like a hand-wringing, like, oh, I'm the mom of my friend group. Like, no, you're just a fucking pushover. You know, that kind of person. I was that, except for in my family, it would hurt people's egos if I let them see that I was a people pleaser. So I developed this persona of being this, and you still see it, like self-indulgent, impulsive, jerk off in front of people, love video games. I love sushi. That's my family's like, oh, Max loves sushi. Oh, you want some sushi? He loves sushi. I didn't fucking care about the sushi. I didn't care about anything. I just wanted to fucking survive. So I got this like cartoon character persona that I didn't really notice I even had. I thought, I bought my own cover. I thought I liked those things too. Until I met my ex-wife. When we first met, she was like, you're a fucking clown. All you do is try to make people laugh and try to make people like you. You don't even like yourself. You don't even know yourself, and you're pathetic. And I was like, okay, let's get married. And we did. We got divorced because, well, whatever. So I developed all these weird tics, and I still have a lot of them, like blinking and like making like sniffing sounds and like counting things. And like I would like cycle on people's faces, like I'd look at their left eye and then their nose and then their mouth and then their right eye, and like my family would say, shut up. Stop making that fucking noise. That's basically my father. My father, the psychologist, when your son develops a tic, you just say, shut the fuck up. He's incredible. In this mindset,
agreed,
of basically
Matthew.
like
I'll be right
being
there.
always afraid that I'm going to be abandoned or screamed at or hurt physically, made it so that I can't enjoy things like sex. It really messed me up sexually. And I don't want to talk about that too much right now, but I'm going to. My mother hates men. All of the women in my family hate men, but my mother particularly hates men. And she told me when I was 14 years old, while I was begging her to stop talking about this and to please get out of my room, she told me that when a man and a woman have sex, it hurts the woman because...
You're 100% right, Matthew. He did do nothing wrong. And, I'm just sort of kind of mentally recouped from the 6.5-hour Twitch stream that I did. So, I figured what better way to air my grievance than to, promote... God damn it, I gotta change this fucking color again. Mr. Girl's content on my channel. And, kind of wait for the next guest to come through.
She thinks it's really meaningful, and the man doesn't. And so, if I ever have sex, or when I have sex, I should know that. And so when I would masturbate, I would feel, if I fantasized about anybody when I was masturbating, I felt like I'd raped them. So if I masturbated thinking about my classmates, I felt very guilty. And I think still until recently, when Shaylin and I kind of, well, I don't want to talk about her stuff. I'll just say, until recently, I felt like I had to tell people when I was masturbating thinking about them. I think I have always framed that as like a kinky like fetish of mine, to like talk to people while masturbating, but I'm pretty sure as I'm saying it right now, it's occurring to me that I felt guilty masturbating thinking about people without them knowing, and then if I could get their fucking consent for me to think about them while I masturbate, then I would feel less bad. That's how fucking twisted I am. That's how guilty I feel all the time. Even when I was like 12, I would like kiss, like pantomime kissing the woman, the porn star I had masturbated thinking about, to let her know that it was emotional for me too. I obsessively read books about how to be good at sex, starting...
All that stuff that he's saying too, is saying for having to tell people about it. I felt the same way. I felt guilty and felt really bad and like all that shit. I have to wonder if it's not like that bizarre of an occurrence. It's just that he's being more open about it. Okay. Well, if I'm still in between guests, it's been like really open door, and I know the next one I have said that they'd be by late. So they might be a few minutes. Well, it's Chud said he'd be coming by, so while I'm waiting for him, we can throw that one on too. Because why not? It's my channel. No strikes. Let's go.
When I was 10. So that by the time I was 16 and I first had sex, after my first time, my girlfriend, who was not a virgin, said I didn't know anything could feel that good because I twisted my hand in there and I was rubbing her clit, and I had already made her come with my hand before, and I perfectly masturbated her and did everything just right. so that her little 16-year-old body could explode with joy while I sat there with a sore wrist, a numb condom-covered dick, and had a perfunctory orgasm myself to complete the act. And I did not fuck anyone for myself, like just to enjoy it the way like almost every single person and animal on earth does, probably till I was like in my late 20s. It didn't even occur to me, and I couldn't figure out why I hated sex so much. I would just like try to get out of it all the time with every person I ever dated or was with. I would just dread sex constantly because it just all felt like rape. It just felt like I was being used, and I don't blame them for that. I was doing it to myself because
I didn't have
a
that part.
sick, pathetic, fucking 35-year-old man clown. I want to list all the like horrible, pathetic things that I've endured in my life, but I'm worried it's going to come off as like a bitter revenge video, and I don't really want that. A lot of bad stuff has happened to me. You saw in my last video, when the cops detained me, you saw how fucking pathetic and bootlicky I was. I even asked them if I could do a ride-along with them and film it as in exchange for them having inconvenienced me by handcuffing me. That's how fucking pathetic I am, but I cut it out of the video because it was too long and because I was too fucking embarrassed. Yes, Mr. Honesty, Mr. I'm gonna show the world how ugly and stupid I am, still does things that are so fucking embarrassing that I can't even put them on this YouTube channel about things that I do and think that are fucking embarrassing. I form long, multi-year friendships with people where I basically just emotionally support them, and then they just fucking dump me. They just drop me like a sack of shit when they move on to someone else who's going to be their new emotional support person. I'm fucking pathetic. For most of my life, I haven't been able to enjoy things like eating, fucking, shitting. I feel bad when I shit. I just feel guilty when I take a shit. Like lots of people have told me that it's like enjoyable, like a feeling of like release or whatever. I just wish I didn't shit. Porn, I don't enjoy most porn because I'm like that those tits are fake and you are not happy. I can tell you're not really having an orgasm. I can't just look at your body. Like you have to be enjoying it, or you have to at least like, it just doesn't work for me. And like, and I see other people like upvoting porn on Reddit, and I'm like, how do you fucking enjoy this? And like, yes, to some degree that I do think this makes me like an interesting or more empathetic person on some level, but like it's too much. It's too much. It's not real empathy. It's just shame. It's just me obsessively trying to get out of my own brain and obsessively think about the needs of other people because I'm fucking pathetic. That's not empathy. That's like a mental rape or like emotional rape. I'm a creepy, shitty, weird person. This is why I have to call Shaylin a stupid fucking cunt every 20 minutes. Just to check that I'm allowed to. I can't tell you how nice it is to be able to just say what I'm thinking to another person. I've never been able to have that. And like maybe one day when I trust her more and I feel more secure that she's not going to leave once she finds out what's in my head. I won't have to keep airing it out and call her a stupid fucking bitch, stupid fucking moron, say nobody likes you, say you're fucking retarded, say, you know, you're an idiot, say you're bad at this, you're bad at that, you're unskilled, you're a failure, you're sloppy, you're dumb, whatever. But it's really nice. Just through all of this, I just had a completely horrible relationship with myself, which I
Free Mr. Girl indeed, Froggy style.
working on now. And
Just a quick intermission here. I think that the way that I'm gonna start being loud about this is I'm gonna look at it through the accurate lens that YouTube supports the removal of Jewish people from platforms by caving to the demands of white supremacists, because that's what happened. I thought about saying Nazis, but it's best not to dredge up the entire what's a Nazi conversation. It's just distraction from the point I'm actually trying to make. So that's how I'm going to be loud about it moving forward. Take from that what you will. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck!
20s. It didn't even occur to me. And I couldn't figure out why I hated sex so much.
Oh, we got this.
Horrible, pathetic things that I've... you saw in my last video, the one the cops ugly and stupid I am, still does see your friendships with people where hits are fake and you are not happy.
Jesus Christ, I'm
it's
bad
not
at this.
real empathy. It's just shame. It's just...
Right about right there.
fucking cunt every 20 minutes.
There
just
we
to
go.
check that I'm allowed to.
My bad.
I can't tell you how
I didn't
nice
know
it is
there's
to
arrows
be able
there.
to just say what I'm thinking to another person. I've never been able to have that. And like maybe one day when I trust her more and I feel more secure that she's not going to leave once she finds out what's in my head, I won't have to keep airing it out and call her a stupid fucking bitch, stupid fucking moron, say nobody likes you, say you're fucking retarded, say, you know, you're an idiot, say you're bad at this, you're bad at that, you're unskilled, you're a failure, you're sloppy, you're dumb, whatever. But it's really nice.
I mean, this is
Just
nice.
through all of this, I just had a completely horrible
Little section of us
relationship with
in the
myself,
community enjoying
which
some
I am
main channel
working
content
on
together.
now. And
Good for the grief.
yeah. I guess I want, if I can't say anything to my past self, so I'm trying to talk to people pleasers out there. And if you're a young person or an old, if you're older than me, you know, you're not dead yet. If you're doing this shit to yourself and you have a horrible relationship with yourself and you suck up to other people to try to make them like you because you don't like yourself and that's what you think you have to do, you will be sorry. You are wasting your life. It is not going to pay off. It never pays off. Ever. The people who actually like you and who care about you and love you for real want you to enjoy taking a shit. They want that for you, and they'll be happy for you. And the people who want to interrupt your shit and want you to take care of them and want to bother you and make you feel like you're not an introvert. You're just bad at interacting with people, and you're doing it in a way that costs you. I feel like almost in every interaction I have with another person is me working for them. It's costly. And it's part of why I'm thinking of stopping personal training, because I get sucked into this thing where I like become the therapist for my clients, and they're telling me everything because everybody wants to fucking tell me everything because they think that I'll understand, and they think that I'll support them, and they think that I won't judge them. And it's true, but I don't want it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know everything about everybody. I don't like it. I don't want to see everything I see. This lockdown, I'm really upset about the pandemic. I don't want all these people to die for no fucking reason. I think that they're handling it in a fucking retarded way. And when I say they, I mean Donald Trump. But the lockdown has been nice. It's like a big shield that every fucking person who wants to suck my blood, I could just say, fuck you, no, stop. Stop. And I know it's my fault. I know I set those relationships up wrong. I know I need better boundaries, and I know I need to set better boundaries with everybody. But when you get to that point where you start to feel like every single person's a vampire sucking your blood, you have to stop. You gotta tell them to stop. And for me, it starts with my parents and my family, and I'm pretty sure that's how it is for most people. Your family and your romantic relationships and your friends. I think in that order. You gotta start saying no, or you're gonna waste your fucking life and turn into a 35-year-old piece of shit trying to sell a t-shirt at a loss. I just felt guilty selling them for 25, so I sell them for 20, and with the amount I'm paying Shaylin for designing it and Jimmy for, I'm gonna lose $3 for every shirt. That's sad. In the alley behind your house, you're gonna end up painted like a freaky clown behind your house.
I really love this video. And I think that it's really good for me to every once in a while go back and watch it. Really good reminder. I believe the Clark Kent said makeup. That's an older one. Where are we at? It's not one of those that doesn't have a fucking title on it, is it? I always hate trying to find one that doesn't have the title, like, on it. I thought it was, maybe it's not older. Yeah. You owe me sex, anger, inappropriate questions, white privilege. That one is hard to see. He's gay. Tinder internal monologue is good. I don't think it's this one. The airplane in the thumbnail? Thank you. Wait a minute. Is it Oh yeah, that's right. It's not in the... airplane. No. I didn't see it. Am I passing it? Am I fucking retarded? And I'm just passing it? Like, you have no idea how hard I'm trying to, like, look for this. Is it not here? If I'm retarded and I just keep passing it, like, feel free to let me know. Just say, you're retarded, and then I'll know. But then also tell me where the fuck it's at. Maybe it's on, oh wait, what the fuck? Is it on this part? Okay, no it's not. God, I love that apology video too. So good. I can post the link in Discord. Yeah, sure. You can also, if you really want, you can post the link in my Discord. And then I have to guess where it's at. Otherwise, I'll look around. I guess I just realized too. I didn't realize that so many of you fuckers followed me. Otherwise, you wouldn't really know that I'm doing this. Otherwise, thanks you guys. I appreciate it. I get the general vibe that the people in YouTube chat fucking hate me because I'm a mod. Which I'm not completely unsympathetic to. I understand why. I don't take it personally. Even though it's like inherently personal. I get it. Nobody likes being told not to do things. Myself included. Where am I? Oh, wait. No. Oh, wait, you're already in my Discord. Wait. I was on Odyssey.
Women shouldn't wear makeup.
I didn't know that was you. That's funny.
Inherently dehumanizing.
I see now on the YouTube. Jesus Christ.
There's a narrative that's still alive today that women are only useful for breeding purposes, sex and breeding. And as they get older, their worth plummets. And, you know, before computers and machines and industrial revolution, these things might have made more sense. Although I would still argue that it's inhumane to say that somebody's value as a person is only what work they can do for other people. But this persists today. Women are only good for sex. And when you wear makeup, the only purpose of doing that is to make yourself look younger and more breedable. And you are participating in perpetuating that narrative. Now, lots of men wear makeup too, right? They wear hair pieces, they spray tan, whatever. But the purpose of that is a little different because the social cost of aging as a female is much, much greater. And again, that's because women are seen as primarily breeders. And so if you don't agree with that, as I don't agree with that, you should stop perpetuating it for your own personal gain. Sorry, I thought I heard something. The other thing that makeup does that's a little more subtle is it makes you look happier. Like, women are always afraid to look tired or sad or puffy or whatever. Again, that's just inherently dehumanizing because there's this secret, less so now, but historically and still secret misery that women have and that they're constantly trying to hide from other people because Nobody likes a whiny, unhappy woman. And by trying to make yourself look happy all the time, you are hiding your emotions. And again, you're perpetuating the idea that women should be happy, young, in the mood for sex, ready for sex, ready to appease men. The other thing is it's just dishonest. It's denial of aging, of death, of time, of humanity. So take me, for example, right? My hairline is receding and my hair is thinning. I could, you know, start doing Rogaine or taking pills or whatever to
Max the Confessor. I don't actually have a super strong position on it. I used to like viscerally hate it when like my girlfriend would wear makeup when I was younger. And now I just don't give a shit. It's a lot more complicated than I thought it was. Yeah, Max's streaming channel is banned too. So this is all part of my grieving process. I had a 6.5 hour long stream and then on Twitch, and then I hopped over here so I could do the more fun things Twitch won't let me do. Back to Max. I think I used to really care. Like I think 2 or 3 times my wife has put on makeup, and it was cool. It was chill. It might be why they're putting the makeup on. I used to just say like, it feels like you're lying, and I don't want to be lied to. That's how I used to think of it, but now I don't really care. It's whatever. Yeah, like I understand Mr. Girl's point, but I also don't really think it's on every single woman to give a shit about like the way that they decide to make themselves look affecting every other woman in the world. That's too much responsibility. Fuck. Yeah, sorry, Total Chad. He's banned for now, but I'm gonna get loud about it. I'm gonna get loud about the fact that YouTube allowed white supremacists to manipulate their system into deplatforming a Jew so that they no longer have a public voice. I find it dehumanizing. This video is very validating. I very strongly understand the sentiment. Very strongly, because I used to feel that way. It's just something that had to change with time. Why do you support Mr. Girl? His debate style is horrible, and he is completely a fail. Well, you know what? Ride with me. Today is not really the day for that kind of bullshit. Today is a day. I decided that today is the day that I'm gonna try to deal with my feelings about Mr. Girl being banned, because I'm really fucking upset about it. All right. And so, you can chat in my chat at a later time, but not today about that bullshit. Today is my day to try to feel better about it. I held off on my feelings over the weekend, for the most part, and said that Monday is my day to be upset and sort it all out inside. And I know it's dramatic, but that's just how I fucking feel, alright? And I don't really feel like arguing about it. You know what? I'll take it back. Ride with me if you wanna come and talk about it later when my next guest comes up. You can join the fucking Discord, and you can talk about it with my guest, who would love to talk to somebody who is in support of Max being banned.
try to grow my hair back or keep it where it is, but it's a lie. The whole point of doing that would be to try to trick you into thinking my genes are better than they are. They're not. I'm 36, my hair is thinning, and like, I'm at the, so at some point I'll probably shave my head, but I'm also thinking like, is that a lie? Because when you shave your head, like, oh, that guy looks cool because he thinks it's cool to have a shaved head, so he looks good. Or, you know, are you just hiding what you would look like without it? Is the more honest thing to do to just like slowly go bald? I don't know. These are things I wrestle with. But, so I'm not telling you to do anything that I wouldn't do. I'm not going to get a hair transplant to try to get the lush mane of my 20s back. However, there are some counter arguments. So one, are you telling women what to do with their bodies? Yes.
Yeah.
But pretty frequently on this channel, I'm telling women what to do with their bodies. So, if you're not into that, then this might not be for you. Two, so feminists will say, like, well, I just want to look pretty.
I love the Supreme video because it shows the descent into the madness of the meta conversation probably better than any other, and I fucking love the meta conversations. Oh my god.
Okay, if you believe that the beauty standards for women are unfair, that they're a crushing, misery-inducing force that hold women down emotionally, psychologically, financially, societally, whatever, it is your obligation to be less pretty. Like, you can't say, like, oh, you know what, you shouldn't airbrush women in magazine ads, but I'm going to airbrush myself. Because that just makes you like the evil queen in Snow White. You just want everyone else to be ugly and natural looking and hairy and pimply. Well, you look perfect. Where you want to tear other women down and boost yourself up. That's just the exact same thing. So if you're against airbrushing in magazines, you're against unrealistic beauty standards, then you have to make yourself not ugly, but I mean, you have to draw the line somewhere. I'm not saying like you shouldn't exercise or wear the clothes you want to wear or whatever, but at some point it goes from a flattering presentation of self
beauty standards
to a lie.
you have to make yourself
you're younger, happier,
Oh,
have
hey,
better
Max.
genetics, or whatever, than you really are.
Max,
so if everybody made this change all at once, then it would be fine, right? There'd be no negative effect. It'd be a net positive effect. It's like being gay and coming out. If everybody comes out at the same time, then we kind of have no choice but to just like accept gay people. But the first gay people to come out bore the brunt of society's wrath. And there are women who don't wear makeup today for sure, but it's really not that many. It's still like kind of taboo to just like show up to a meeting not wearing makeup or like an interview or something. I think that we're kind of preposterously behind where we should be on this. So
it's really weird. It's like my wife, like maybe like 2 times ever in the 10 years I've been with her, wore makeup. And I've been in my past been very anti-makeup, but I worked with somebody, and her family excluded her from Christmas events because they're like, all right, it's time to go to the family, and she was like, okay, fine. She didn't want to go or something like that. I don't know. There was a conflict between her and her family before that. And they're like, all right, well, enough of this. It's time to go to the family for Christmas. And she came downstairs and she didn't have any makeup on. And mind you, she's like 16 or 17 years old. And her parents were like, really? You're really just going to come down here with no makeup on? Like, you're fucking staying here. And then they fucking ditched her on Christmas because she wouldn't wear makeup to go see the family. And I was horrified by that. It's really weird how deeply ingrained like makeup is. They're literally telling their child, your body as it is naturally, like I'm not saying naked, but like you're not presentable to the family if you're not wearing makeup. So therefore, we were gonna celebrate our tradition without you because you want to look how you normally do. And I was like, this is like, and I felt it felt so weird to even like have to express how fucked up and weird and terrifying that is to hear. Like it should have just been understood automatically by everybody, but instead the conversation turned to like the other women that worked there and about how like they like make up stuff, and I was like, this is fucking bizarre.
I think that's really weird.
Freaks me out.
But I guess it also I think that sometimes people wear makeup because um I don't know, like
It's expected of them.
it's expected, but it's expected precisely because they look a certain way without it. Because
Yeah. As their
yeah,
family
I
would
think
say, she looked like shit. That's what
Yeah,
people want to
that's
tell you.
weird. That's really weird because I don't think that there's, like, a lot of expectations on how you look for certain people because, supposedly you could always look better if you were someone else, right? Which I don't really get that, right? Like, why would you put a bar there, you know? Like, outside of social customs, which are like, "Oh, you're supposed to wear a suit here, or you're supposed to wear a dress here." But, like, makeup's kinda weird because I don't like, especially with parents, I wouldn't imagine they would want that, um,
Yeah.
as, like, something to be, you know? Like, they wouldn't expect that of their child. It's very strange to me.
Part of it too is that there's like there's I think the thing that maybe freaks me out the most is that it's like there's a financial expectation to be visually seen by other people. Uh like I'm sorry, I can't go to like the social function with you. I don't have makeup in my budget and therefore I am too hideous to be viewed by other people. And then they're like, oh yeah, I get it. Like that's not how it's said, but like, sorry, I don't have any makeup. I'm not gonna go out tonight. Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. No problem. That would be like the conversation, but that's what's actually being said. Like I can't afford to not be abhorrent to the eyes of uh onlookers, so I'm just gonna be ugly in my house because that's how bad being ugly is. Like my definition of ugly that I'm using in this context. So like that's very scary to me.
Yeah, I think, there are a lot of people like that, like but I also think, it definitely depends who you're with, like, how people sort of change. Because like, currently my partner, like, she rarely wears makeup,
Mm-hmm.
um, she rarely I shave my legs more than her, right?
Sure.
That's, like, the sort of yeah, thing she's into. But in the past, um, I'm not sure if it's so much like a looks thing as it is some people may feel like you're dirty without it, which I also feel like we should get rid of that stigma. I don't know why we have that unless you literally smell and, you know, you're literally sort of unkempt.
Uh,
Um,
I agree. Also, real quick, hi, traditional mongoose. It's very cool to see you. Go ahead. I get very excited when I see them.
oh, okay. These regulars.
They're
Um,
they're a regular in Mr. Girls chat, and that's like one of the things that's lost with the YouTube. I don't know even know if any of these people are gonna have the same usernames. I don't know how I'm gonna identify them. I love our
yeah, that's
community.
true. I don't
Uh,
know. I don't have much to say. I think it's very strange though. I went to this like summer retreat, right? Like this summer this like lake house with my friends when I was growing up. And I went to a lake house and my friend was someone who I had a crush on, but obviously they were going swimming, so they didn't put any makeup on. And I think they had like light albinism or something, so they look really different with their makeup off.
yeah,
And it took like a good 3 hours for me to be adjusted to it, you know? Um, a lot of I didn't notice how much like eyeshadow they put on like normally.
sure.
Um, and like mascara, just like a lot of different sorts of like eye makeup stuff.
Yeah,
Um, and I don't know, it was like very strange. They looked like 5 years younger when they took it off. I was in high school back then. It was kind of a weird feeling, but I don't think I have too many hangups with it. Like I sort of prefer not to do it because I personally like clothes that's sort of like less expressive, like more brown or sort of like a dark blue, like a navy blue sort of color. Like I sort of think everyone should wear sort of like bland clothes. And I also think you know, like people shouldn't like wear as much, like, makeup, I think, you don't have to do too much to your looks. Personally, I kinda like that, but, besides that, I don't really think I have too many, like, preferences here or there, or I think too much about the preferences, so
It's really funny that you say that you think they might have some light albinism. My wife is literally albino. Uh, like white eyelashes, white hair. She
I
doesn't
think
tan at all. She pinks, and then very, 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 very quickly gets burnt. And it makes makeup look different. Like different things pop differently.
yeah. I
The
think,
oh, wow.
that's an important factor for, like, certain people who have, like, that expectation,
Mhm.
like, because I wasn't aware of the effects of, how, like, being at least having some, like, albinism, like,
Or just
actually
less
affects how you
pigment.
look. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I think the biggest problem in my case was, their eyelashes and, like, eyebrows, they weren't, like, dark enough for, like, you to see the hair there, I think, or something like that. I don't really remember what exactly, like, was off when they took off the makeup. Because I've seen a lot of girls without their makeup, and it wasn't, like, as drastic as I thought it was.
sure.
So
I can say that if they were actually albino, there is a uh, so like it's no secret that people treat you different if you're different, and it's people are not always particularly nice about being albino. The city, well, town, village, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the little shit place that my wife grew up in and I lived in when I met her, is very like racist and backwoods, and I got pegged for being Middle Eastern. I'm not. Sometimes I would correct it, sometimes I wouldn't. And so I wasn't white enough, but she was too white, and she got shit for that. So you
yeah.
really have to be just like the right amount of white to get along. Uh, and it's bizarre, but they're pretty chilled people, like dating their cousins and shit. So it's a very very bizarre set of values up there. There's just, like no universality to anything. So I just think that I think it depends on why the person wants to wear makeup more than how it's done or why it's done. I think that if you feel like you can't leave the house without your makeup, I would say your makeup is probably like super fucking bad for you. I think that it's contributing to like a very very bad self-destructive like mental process, and you should probably go to therapy and stop using it. That would be like my guess. I'm not saying that anybody should do that per se. I don't know, but that seems like really scary to me. That would be like how I internalize that. But like um with a couple times my wife wanted to wear makeup, it just seemed like she just wanted to do something that showed a concerted effort to like make herself like prettier, to like emphasize like whatever we were doing or whatever, you know. It's like I wanna dress up and do my makeup, that kind of thing, which is like an exceptionally rare thing for her. Um,
Yeah. I think it's a lot of work, that's for
yeah,
sure. Like,
yeah,
I don't
good
wear makeup
God.
because it's a lot of work.
Um, yeah, I don't think I could wear makeup if I wanted to. I got too much like shit. Like, why do I even put any on my fucking face? Alone is covered in beard and shit. But like I
Yeah, I
wouldn't,
think we're
not
kind
like
of built
inherently
different, so
opposed. Yeah. Well, I mean, like
yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed if somebody was like, "Hey, like if I had like I don't know, like an unsightly bruise or something, or if I like, I think the thing that comes to mind most is like if I wanted to like cover up a hickey, I had a job interview in a heartbeat. I'd rather have them see like some makeup stuff on my neck and then just feel weird about it, and not ask me about it, than see a fucking hickey and not get a job. I'll make the world a worse place for 30 minutes while I make my life better by having a job. It's all about the orders of the duties. Um,
Yeah, oh, no, go on. Were you gonna say something?
uh, Oh no, I lost it. Please continue.
Yeah, I think I do I guess I sympathize with Mr. Girl on his makeup point when he says, like a lot of people they just do sort of things to, they don't enjoy it in themselves. They enjoy um something like sort of 10 steps later down on the line, and that's why
Yeah.
they sort of, put on makeup. And I think that's like true, but I think that's true like in general, like with like the sort of clothes you wear, um
Yeah,
all that
the
sort of stuff.
separation's weird. How changing your appearance via clothes, which also costs like money and stuff. It's just
Yeah, and
weird.
that's why I think at like the end of the day, I like clothes with sort of bland colors that's much more baggy, unisex, etc. That like people can have. And um like I don't know, I just sort of like approve of like everyone wearing it. Um just sort of wearing, like baggy shirts or like sweaters or whatever. Um
I am pretty radical in that. Like, I don't give a fuck how anybody wants to present their appearance. I was I have some history and some like emotional trauma of being like not allowed to like express myself with like I got kicked out of school for wearing a shirt. All right, so
mm,
it's kind of tender spot to me, but I think that I've never really cared. Like I'm a big advocate of like I'm really sketchy about telling other people what they should or shouldn't do. Um, or like even implying that like maybe they're doing something wrong unless I like really like unless I can like really know about the harm. I probably don't like that. I think it's pretty hard to show that like I understand what he's getting at and the idea. It's like an arms race, but for like hotness and or like in like contentness in one aspect, and then the other aspects are like the just like appeasing other people and just like wearing the makeup so that like you don't have to deal with as much shit. And those things are bad, but at the same time, like I don't like the premise that he lays out sometimes that like I expect you, the person who is suffering, to suffer to like to avoid the suffering to suffer in hopes that like we stop caring as a society and then you don't have to do the thing anymore. It's very hard for me to tell somebody you have to you're not allowed to avoid this suffering. You just have to deal with it in the hopes that a better thing will come of it, even if nobody else does it. Like, oh well. Um,
well, yeah, I mean, Mr. Girl, he's very like duties oriented, right? Like
yeah,
the way that I like to describe this take is like, he thinks that if we're going to enjoy something, like we should make sure that um we're not using other people to get to that end. So like I think like and he might agree with me on this. I don't know to what extent like Mr. Girl would agree with me on this. Like I always give the example of like an Instagram model, right? So the Instagram model, they're not like, showing themselves off or like, putting themselves in like risky sort of like poses and like buying clothes and all this sort of stuff. Necessarily because they enjoy all that stuff. They just sort of enjoy, um, like getting a lifestyle out of it, getting sort of money from the people who are over
yeah,
there, sort of enjoying what you're doing. Um, they also enjoy like the sort of endorphin rush they get when they get like a lot of likes, etc., etc. But they're sort of using these people as like a means towards getting some sort of end, and they're just sort of like doing this, you know, like sort of using their lifestyle to sort of get that, right? And it's sort of like a facade. But then on the other side, right, you have all these people, and it's like, well, they don't really like you per se,
yeah,
right? Like they don't like you in itself. They just sort of like these pictures of you. Maybe they like jack off to them or something. They just sort of like
based.
use your body as like a means towards their end of getting their own sort of selfish sort of desires fulfilled or
Yeah.
whatever, and it's like that on both sides, right? And
But yeah,
I
I
think
mean, there
that's
is
what,
a
like,
there's a huge part of consent on the Instagram model, though. They know that this is the exchange.
they
I just want to make
do.
sure that the framing is there. That like it's not like they're like, oh, what? What do you mean people are jacking off to all my sexy pictures that I put online and advertise as me being sexy? Like, yeah, that's the exchange. There may be negative outcomes, but I just like, yeah, I just wanted to keep the framing like not saying that you were taking it away from that. I just this is how my brain
I
works.
don't even think it's like negative outcomes. It's more like
Well, potentially.
um you're doing things which on the surface level it kind of seems like you're just like, oh yeah, I'm living life, I care about this person or whatever, or like I care about doing this, I care about doing X.
Yeah.
But doing X is really just a means to doing Y, getting Y, and Y is probably something like sort of internally selfish, maybe something that isn't healthy. Um, or it could be healthy, it could be sort of like unselfish, but it's ultimately kind of dishonest, right? Like,
Yeah, I feel like
um,
you're describing like 95% of social interactions though. Like throughout the whole explanation of like how you view makeup or like the Instagram model thing, it seems like most of the time
yeah.
we do things that we don't want to do as a means to an end, and to some degree we have to incorporate other people of various degrees of knowledge of like what we're doing in order to achieve those ends, right?
But I think in a lot of those cases, right, what like sort of makes that fine is that those aren't sort of like ways that we get ultimate ends, but those are ways that we produce things to sort of achieve our ends. So like when we work, right, like supposedly that's so that we can produce more stuff, right? And yeah, it's true that people are using us as means towards an end. They're using us as labor to produce some, good to get like a profit on their investment or whatever,
Yeah.
right? But ultimately, um, that's sort of like a win-win because we're just producing all these things that we can actually use as means towards our actual ends that we want to actualize, right? And
Well,
that's going to
I
be
don't
sort
know.
of,
A lot of times it's
I
just
think
so
of the
that you don't
Instagram.
starve and die in the street, but
Well, yeah, there's that. But, I'm just talking on, like, sort of the economy, sort of wide scale why we do that, 'cause, that doesn't change if you live on an island and, you're Robinson Crusoe and,
yeah, sure.
Friday, or, if you're, like, in the 1800s and working in a factory. Technically, in both situations, you're doing that, even if, like, the outcome is the death in both of those cases or, in a more civilized society, maybe just a lower standard of living. Uh,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, but like what we're talking about today, it seems like we have like and I'm not even saying it's bad. I think that it's part of being human is doing things that make yourself or other people a little bit uncomfortable to pursue means that are important to yourself. I just think that there's something inherent to the way that we interact with each other and socialize that's going to just make this uh, what we do. And it's kind of, I guess, in a way, it's kind of a counter to this claim that like makeup is bad. I think that if we took away the makeup, it would just become another thing. Uh, like a lot of things that
no, I
people see as
agree with what
unnatural
you're
are like
saying.
overwhelmingly natural to me. Like, how can we say it's unnatural if like everybody wants to do it? Like, almost everybody wants to do it. It seems like it's a very natural, very human thing to want to do.
No, I agree with you to some extent. I think what Mr. Girl is like trying to sort of like latch onto in some degree is that um once you get rid of like situations, like wage labor or like something that seems um like it's more sort of like necessary in society. It's like sort of a prerequisite to actually get society sort of running. At least some societies, right?
Sure.
Um, it seems like treating people as like means towards an end is like that's like usually not gonna be a good thing. Especially if there's like especially if it's like shaping what the goal actually is, right? Like a specific goal. Um,
I might
because
lean
I think
towards
he
still
is
it's how
right.
you do
Like,
it.
hmm?
I still might lean towards it's how you do it. I think that we're inevitably going to use other people as a means to our end. I mean, even if it's like friendship or like families, like I'm a big I'm a big I push the idea a lot that there's no such thing as a purely selfish act. Like we do good things for other people at least because it makes us feel good. We're helping people because like we desire to do so. There's really no way to escape that. I think that the thing that we have to worry about is managing that we're at least the other people are getting something out of it as well. That's the most
I think
selfless way
that's
you can be.
I think that's sort of like a category error. Like I agree that we might, enjoy having like doing a selfless act or something, or we may get like some benefit, um, we may get some benefit out of it, or it could be the case that we desire to do it. But
Yeah,
like desiring to do something is what just motivates us to do something. So I don't think that has
true.
like anything to do with like being selfish or being selfless. And then I also think that small benefit, like even if that's the case, uh I don't think that has anything to do with like um how we're disposed to act. Because I think if you do something like selfless, right, it's more about the intention that you have. Um like why did you pick this over something else? Um, and yeah, you're going to have a benefit in both cases, but you're probably going to have a way smaller benefit if you do the selfless act over something that um, you think is sort of like, oh, this is like the selfish act. Because, like, yeah, you could always add like other factors. You can say, oh, well, I didn't do the selfish act because I would feel bad later. But, like, supposedly you're also going to sort of feel bad that you missed out in an opportunity when you did the selfless act. So I don't really like buy the psychological egoism that people sort of propound. I think it just sort of messes up a lot of this calculus.
Um, I guess I think that we might even agree. It's just that I don't load the word selfish with anything or selfless anything. I think that it's like totally okay to do things for your own benefit. I don't think that makes you bad or that it's like inherently like negative or shitty like in any way. I just use these terms descriptively, not like zero like moral connotation to either of them. Does that make more sense?
Yeah. I mean, if you're just using it descriptively, yeah, that's fine. I don't think like I
Because
think you can, use it descriptive. Oh, go on.
I got into a really long conversation with Tuna Chip about like everything that you do is he seems to think there needs to be something more than desire required to take an action, and I said no, it's just a bunch of conflicting desires, and the strongest ones win out. That's all that it is, and I'm very much
Oh,
on that. I don't think there's like an extra mechanism. Like you have a desire to do something, and you also have a desire not to do something. So like the desire to do X and the desire not to do X, whichever one is greater is going to be the one that wins it out. And there's some deliberation there, which is going to be to like suss out which one is stronger. But like generally, that's I mean, we can simplify it in just saying that it's just conflicting desires about like any given action.
I think what gets you out of that sort of discussion is having certain desires to change your desires. That's sort of like and then I think that's just driven by non-desire motivation. So like just reflecting on something.
Yeah, but
Um
then your desire to change would be the thing that made you change. So it's still back to
yeah,
desires.
no, 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 no. I agree that you have to have a desire for it to be like sufficient for the motivation or
Yeah,
whatever. Um because like I don't think like if you have like no desire to do something, it'd be kind of weird if you did it. Like you would have
you
had
couldn't.
done it like accidentally. Yeah.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, you'd have to do the thing unknowingly.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I just don't think that like that leads to like the conclusion that everything just is desires because at certain points
Well,
you
all
can
action
change
is the
those
result of
desires.
desire. Sorry. All
Oh
action is the
yeah.
result of an emergent desire. I think a desire is just like an emergent property. that we can like suss out and like organize and influence by thinking about, but we only change them because we desire to change them. So even like the changing factor is also desire.
Yeah, that's fine.
It almost seems like
Um,
he thinks he said like the self is like a frictional uh like mechanism. It's like nah, you're way off base. It's all just desire. So like I'm definitely coming from like out of this conversation from like 2 days ago with that mindset. I don't know how to
yeah.
escape like my thinking on that in that way.
No, no, I understand what you mean, right? Like Hume, I think he was like the famous person, which was like he said that reason doesn't really compel you to do anything. Like you can know you're in like a room that's on fire or whatever, but you could
Yeah,
have like a really, really strong desire to die, and so you'll just stay in that room, right?
yeah,
Like um
yeah. He thinks reasoning is like really powerful. That does like the being correct is more important than desire and making taking action. I'm like no way. That's not the case for almost anybody ever. And even then, the desire to be correct would be the thing that you're talking about.
yeah. Um I think I agree with you that like it's definitely gonna be what's like necessary or whatever. Um, but I wouldn't then say that it's the most important thing. I think it ought to be like more important that we like use reason, but that's a bit of a different discussion.
Yeah, we can
And
reason out our desires and strengthen or weaken them.
yeah, um, and I think that's more relevant for like I guess like what I would call like like ethics or whatever. But
Yeah,
um, I don't know, like I feel like, I'm not in my best shape, definitely, because I've explained the Instagram model thing a little bit better in the past to certain
sure.
people, and yeah, um, and I've sussed out like the distinctions between what I think are like sort of justified uses of using people as a means towards an end versus what I think are like different ways that we use people as a means towards an end that shape how they use like how they sort of set their goals in specific ways that I think are bad. But
Sure.
what else is there? Like, are you watching anything by
Yeah,
Mr. Girl right
we were
now?
watching the makeup video. That's why we were talking about it.
Hmm.
Have you seen it?
Do you have? Yeah, I've seen that one.
Okay.
Um,
It was the Clark Cunt's favorite.
you just have them all downloaded, like all his videos downloaded right now, or
No, I have a text thing that says watch Mr. Girl's content on mrgirl.tv, and I'm on mrgirl.tv.
oh, is that a thing now? I want to check that out.
It's been a thing for like a year. I actually talked to the person that made it in private.
TV.
Not
You
on
open
stream. There's no video of
your
that.
space. Hardcore videos.
Yeah. This is the one that has penis in it. Not all of them, but I think they're the ones that like YouTube got mad at as well in the past. Yeah, check that out. We got I'm gonna finish the video. We're getting like a minute and a half left.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I am asking,
I'll be on mute for a bit. I'm just
demanding,
looking through these.
By all
America
means.
needs you to stop wearing makeup. And you will pay a price. Your boyfriend will stop being attracted to you. Well, he never was. He was just attracted to your makeup. You may get passed up for a promotion. I don't think anything super drastic will happen. It's not like you're going to suddenly not get invited to like a family dinner, but you'll be passive aggressive comments about how you look or whether you respect the people that you're spending time around. And it could add up to a pretty significant cost. But the fact that so much of your life is built on or hinges on something as trivial as makeup, sprucing yourself up, that very fact is why it is imperative that we change this. This change I'm pushing for, the widespread acceptance of women as they actually are. Women's physical bodies who they really are will take a long time. You and I will probably be too old or too dead to really enjoy the fruits of the labor that I am assigning you. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Every time you put on makeup, you're throwing future generations of women and girls under the bus so that you can be pretty for one more day.
Yeah, that's a good one. Clark cunt.
Hi, everyone.
What the fuck? How do we go to DLM Christian lifestyle? What the fuck? Odyssey. Get your algorithm right. What the fuck? That's funny. I don't even have a fucking Odyssey account. Oh wait, yeah, I'm sorry. This video specifically is not on mrgirl.tv. It's on Odyssey. That's my bad. I looked for it on mrgirl.tv, but I couldn't find it. Is there a way to like autoplay? Well, actually, I said I was gonna do this until I couldn't anymore. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think I can anymore. It's almost 1 o'clock. I have the most insane amount of work ahead of me that I've had since I started my business. Yeah, I'm gonna be working on it all night and still not get done. I'm almost certain.
Well, it's fun talking to you, Jay. So, I probably need to do my work too.
It's so crazy. Oh my god, there's another one. There's another fucking order as of 2 minutes ago. Jesus Christ. I think I have 30. I have 30 orders. And I have to like find, package, print out labels, ship. It's a lot. And if I don't
feel
keep up,
you.
it'll overwhelm me.
Yeah, I'm always like barely done with work, and I think I sort of embarrass my boss with it. So,
Wait, you're what?
oh, I'm like almost barely done with work, like when it's due. So I sort of embarrass my boss with it because we have to like usually check everything I do.
I
So,
gotcha. That's fair. Um, well, you guys showed up from the Mr. Grill community. Thank you. God, I don't know if I ever see any of you guys on Twitch, but I think it's worth coming to YouTube because I'm not gonna know it when I see you guys for a while. It is a very rare instance of me booting somebody. I'm gonna unban that guy now. That's just really not that's not what today was about. I think it was good. I got to talk about a lot of my feelings about it, and I think today went well. The 6 hours went by really fast. Yeah, I think that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 can't be right. Okay, yeah, 8 hours of streaming is a lot for me. So I'm gonna to do my job that makes me money now. Take it easy. I'll see you guys later. Oh, hey, I can actually see you. I didn't know that I could see you
yeah,
before.
no, I was just here like the entire time, but
Your camera had the X on it for a really long time. Your
oh,
camera's
did
crossed
it?
out.
That's
Yeah.
strange.
Otherwise, I
Yeah.
would have clicked it and asked if you wanted to be on the screen.
Well, yeah, I thought it was a good stream.
Thanks, I
Um,
tried. Chud never showed up, but I don't know how late he was talking. This seems like it would be ungodly late for him if he was streaming early today.
I don't think he was streaming early. He was streaming pretty late, but he was pretty busy covering the
Yeah,
oh
I
my
seen
gosh, what's his
some
name?
kind of
Yeah.
drama.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't take it personally. Like I told everybody, it was very like much no pressure. Come in if you want to, and leave if and when you want to. I thought it was really
Well,
cool that Perspective Philosophy came by. By the way, I'm not streaming anymore or recording.
oh, okay. Yeah. Um, I like the discussions we had. I sort of listened into earlier discussions, but couldn't like really get anything there. So I'll definitely watch the VODs later on.
Wait a minute.
And I'm still open to like doing something when I'm, a bit more prepared and a little less like freestyling. I like the.
Wait a minute. How am I still? Maybe I am still streaming. What the fuck?
Yeah, you've been streaming. I was sort of
Hang on.
confused because I've been
I
watching you.